What's going on, fish nerds? Welcome back. You may remember that a couple of months ago I did a store tour of one of my local fish stores, Top Shelf Aquatics, and while we were there I ran into a fish that I just couldn't leave the store without. I just fell in love with it. Just an absolutely beautiful pleco. It was a butterfly pleco and I just couldn't leave without it. I had to take it home with me. So I brought that fish home and put it in quarantine. And then since that video when I bought the fish, you guys haven't seen it since then. But today we're gonna get him out of quarantine, get him into his permanent home, the 54-gallon corner tank right here. And we're gonna talk a little bit about him and butterfly plecos in general, how to care for them and all of that. So stick around and let's take a look at this fish. And here he is, our beautiful L168 Butterfly Pleco. Got him floating in here, acclimating to temperature. Such a good looking fish. Look at this guy, how pretty he is. Such a pretty fish. Now this guy is kind of shy, so there's a pretty good chance that as soon as I let him loose out of this bag, he's gonna run for cover and try to hide. So I'll go ahead and talk about him now while he's up here and we can get a good look at him. And he is kind of stressed out right now. You can see his colors aren't looking the absolute best. I mean, I just caught him out of his old tank and got him floating here in this bag, and he's not exactly happy with his situation. But something that's really cool about these guys, on the topic of their color, when they're not stressed out, if they're on a light colored substrate, these lighter spots, this light brown will actually be a brighter white color and really pop and bring out a nice contrast in the stripes, and it's just super sharp looking. But he's not exactly showing that right now because he's not too happy. And I've got a feeling that we're not going to see that a whole lot while he's in this tank because I do have the dark Eco-Complete substrate in here. And these guys actually have the really cool ability to change their color at will based on their surroundings and how they feel. So if you put them on a light substrate, they'll bring out that white color and really pop. And if you put them on a dark substrate, they can actually change to almost a solid black color. They can just darken all the way up, and they darken up at nighttime for better camouflage. And from what I've read, it seems like they've actually had confusion as to which species they were when they've been caught in the wild, because they were caught at nighttime and had different coloration, but then turns out it was this species. They're just showing different colors. And so something that's really cool about them, the way they can just change their colors like that at will, is pretty sweet. And now these guys are algae eaters. They are herbivores, similar to like a bristlenose, so you're going to want to feed them the standard algae eater fare. Give them plenty of vegetables, cucumber, that kind of thing. You know, throw in some algae wafers, some spirulina, all of that, you know, and they'll take an omnivorous diet, but primarily vegetables is what you're going to want to give them. And I'm not sure exactly how necessary it is, but I do plan on keeping him in with some wood. Any of my herbivore plecos, I always want to keep wood in there. And I know they don't necessarily have to have wood unless they're a wood-eating pleco. I've got a ton of comments in my bristlenose pleco video about they don't need wood, they don't eat wood, but I like to give them some wood so that they can munch on it, so that, you know, even if they're just rasping on it to get other stuff off the wood, they get a little bit inadvertently, gets them a little extra fiber, helps prevent bloat. I think it's good for them. I give it to them. And I'm pretty sure I've actually seen this guy actually munching on wood and pooping wood. When we went on vacation, we were gone for several days, so he didn't get fed. And when I came back, at the bottom of his tank, there was a whole lot of brown wood-looking poo on the bottom of his tank. So I'm pretty sure he spent vacation munching on wood in the meantime until I could get back and give him some vegetables again. And as far as size, these guys get up to about 5.5 inches. So they'll, you know, also like bristlenose, about bristlenose size. You know, bristlenose diet, bristlenose size. You know, temperature, these guys will take 77 to 82.5 degrees. So, you know, an angelfish tank like this one is going to be a good choice for these guys. They can handle those same temperature parameters. pH anywhere from about 5.6 up to 7, so slightly acidic to neutral is going to be best for them. And breeding these guys, from what I've read, I haven't seen it done, I haven't tried it. You know, this is the first one that I've ever had, but they're cave spawners, again, just like bristlenose. The male gets the female in the cave, she lays the eggs, and then he boots her out and he takes care of the eggs until they venture out of the cave again. And as far as telling the males from the females, they don't get bristles like the bristlenose, but they do get odontodes on the pectoral fins and also on the back half of the body if they are a male. I'll see if I can get some macro on here, see if I can focus in on his pectoral fins. You can see those odontodes there. See if I can get it to focus. It's trying to focus. A little bit. See, yeah, see those little spines on the sides of his pectoral fin. My camera's struggling a little bit with going through the glass and the water and the plastic bag to focus on those little teeth-like odontodes on his fin there, and then you can kind of see him on his tail as well. See if we can focus on that a little better. Oh, it's struggling. Camera's struggling. A little better, but that's a bad angle to see the... Basically just like little rough patches on his tail there, but it was probably a little easier to see it on his pectoral fin. But that's how you tell the males from the females. The males will also have a little bit of a broader head than the females as well. And these guys are peaceful, so you can keep them in a community situation as long as you don't put them in with anything that's going to rough them up. They won't bother anybody else. They'll just be a nice little nocturnal algae eater, which most plecos, even bristlenose, are primarily nocturnal. You'll see bristlenose out and about. They're not the shyest of plecos. These guys are shyer than bristlenose are in my experience, but I'm hoping in this setup that I'll still actually get to see him, because we got this, you know, nice little hiding spot down here where he can get nice and secure, get up underneath that wood, but I've still got a view up under there. But there's always a chance, you know, he'll end up going back under here and hiding under rocks instead of just hanging out under here. I'm hoping he'll just make a home hanging out on the other side of that wood so I can still see him. But even if not, we'll still get some sightings from time to time. But he is just a really pretty fish. I'm really happy about having this guy. Really sharp looking. He bears a little bit of a resemblance to a certain logo I know of. I don't know if you guys see that resemblance or not, but I think I do. Alright guys, I think he's been floating long enough. Temperature should be fine. Go ahead and set him loose so that he can find him a place to settle in and chill out for a minute. Get over the stress of this move. Alright, little buddy. There you go. There he is. Look at him. You can see he's already starting to darken up a little bit. He just came right up to the front to give us a nice shot of him. Man. And now you can even get we're able to focus a little better. You can see those odontodes on the back half of his body running the length there. I mean, I've done giving you guys all the vitals on this guy, so there's really not much to say, but I just don't want to stop filming him because he's so good looking. I know if he's not your cup of tea, you're looking at this going, seriously dude, you're geeking out this much? Yes I am, and I'm not sorry, because I really like this fish. I think he's super cool. Alright guys, so let me know what you think of this fish, and if you feel like he needs a name, if you have any suggestions, throw those in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions at all, if I overlooked anything or forgot to mention something, throw that in the comments below as well. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that anybody has on these plecos. But for now, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. God bless you, fish nerds. I'll see you next time.